I keep hearing pro-black woman is anti-black man. Pro-black woman is anti-black man. But how can we be anti-black man if most of y'all are our preference? We like the idea in totality of most of y'all, but it's the reality of what we have to face with y'all that is the problem. And that's why we as black women have to focus on protecting ourselves. We have to focus on being seen, heard, valued, and understood amongst our own, so that we can regroup, collect, and actually find solace and peace within ourselves and within our own community. It's not that we are excluding black men from the conversation. It's that the version of y'all that continue to exist in a way that doesn't fully shed light on the full community as in totality. So black women have to focus on women and children. Women and children. If we focus on protecting women and children in our communities, we will be better off. That's the whole idea of building a nation, is that you are focused on helping the women and the children. And I actually think we have to do better as women of telling our own stories, of making space for ourselves and being heard, valued, understood, respected, and seen in our communities. I'm not about to shrink my light to make space for a black man in the community when y'all have had all this time to show us what y'all are made of. You've had all this time to be there for your families. Some of y'all are, very few of y'all are, and I'm not talking about the 1%, the 2% of y'all. I'm talking about the majority of y'all that I see out in the world. Y'all know y'all could be doing better. If not for us, for yourselves. Especially if you created life. So what I'm here to say is that the solution to us as black women feeling like we are oppressed is for us to begin telling our own stories with vigor and excitement and thrill. And we have to get used to putting ourselves on a pedestal, because no one's going to do it for us. If we don't stick together and find a way forward for ourselves, no one is going to be there for us. We've seen that before. We've seen all of the hidden figures in the civil rights movement, women who were trampled on, women who didn't get to say the things that they wanted to say because there was a man in a suit on a pedestal being placed above her, when she's the one who created life. She's the one that birthed America. So no, we're not going to step aside, and we're not going to play this game of I'm anti-black man just because I'm pro-black woman. No, I see women and children as the things that continue a race and move a race forward, and you can either step in line and protect us, or you can move out the way. And if you want to start telling your story better, get the Story Starter Kit in my bio, because that's where it all starts. With the stories that you're telling yourself, you have to see yourself as valuable, and you have to change the narrative in your own life. Get that?
So after decades of black men coming online, letting black women know how they feel about them and about their weave and about their skin color and about their natural hair, and just talking about women like dogs for over a decade, black women have been speaking out for maybe the last 3 or 5 years about how they are no longer pro-black men and how they are pro-black woman and pro-woman. And the men's are not liking this, y'all. They are coming out and they are voicing their opinions. They do not like that black women are not claiming them and don't want to protect them. And black women are worried about themselves now, after they got online and told black women for a decade that they are not going to protect us because we will not submit to them. And as a matter of fact, many of them got online and said they cannot wait until the system falls so they can come for us first. I have heard this with my own ears. I have been online for at least 10 years and I've heard it more than once. And I've seen the men in the comments agreeing by the thousands. So they are now voicing their opinions and telling how they feel about the black women who are saying that they are pro-black woman only, and they are trying to wake y'all up and make y'all understand that y'all have black fathers. Y'all have black sons. What about the community? Ladies, what about the community? Let's see what these men had to say to y'all, and I will talk to you ladies later. Bye.
I'm not pro-black, I'm just pro-woman. Like, y'all be saying the dumbest shit on this app, I swear. Like, y'all just want to be divided so fucking bad. Like, damn. Us black people trying to hold the fucking together. Y'all just want to continue to push the device. Why is that? Like, how the fuck does that sound? So you're not pro-black. You only just pro-black woman. So fuck all the other black people, just the woman. So what's gonna happen if you have a black son? How do you want these women out here, these other black women, to feel about him?
I have two black sons, and if black girls didn't want to date them and they wanted to date other races of men, that would be their preference. Just like with my black sons, if they wanted to date other races of women, I'm sure their dad would say that's their preference. So women have to let it go. We can't be fighting against who our sons want to date. They're going to have to go out there, they're going to have to live and learn. And I don't believe that a preference is when you exclude a certain group of women from your dating pool entirely. I believe that a preference is when you like both, but you prefer one more than the other. That's a preference. What I see from a lot of these young black men and black men are they are saying they don't want to be with black women at all, and they want mixed, light skinned, curly hair, white, or whatever.
Do you want them to say, "No, fuck him too"? Just let me know, because it just sounds ridiculous. It might sound good because a lot of y'all don't have kids or sons now, but when your black son grow up, a lot of these women going to feel the same way, and I highly doubt that y'all would want them to feel the same way about your black son. Like, I can't get jiggy with that shit, my friend, because I support all black people. It don't matter, man, woman, little kid, baby, anybody who black. I don't give a fuck, Africa, whatever. You black, I'm supporting you. Now I support all my people. It just seems like a lot of y'all just be trying to further push the device. It's just really giving coon behavior. That's the only thing I see behind it. We get it. A lot of y'all want to pass the date y'all slave master and want that to be proximity to white. Y'all want that so fucking bad that y'all willing to down y'all man up in y'all culture for it. Then y'all get mad at Terrence Williams, Candace Owens, Andre Williams. Y'all get mad at these fucking coons, but y'all be doing the same shit. You pretty much saying the same thing. Y'all always want to blame every black dude for the goddamn one knucklehead that you done dealt with and got your heart broke by. So now it's every fucking black dude's fault. And I noticed that every time one of these goddamn females, black females specifically, get their heart broken by whoever they was dealing with, they always niggas ain't shit. Oh, it's your nigga. Say that. Pro-black woman. Yeah, who the fuck gonna protect y'all when these motherfuckers get to acting out? Because I can guarantee ain't no other race in this world gonna protect black women like black men do. Being a black man, we have the hardest fucking time in this world. It seems like everybody against us. Some of our women against us. We got every other race against us. It's just like we can't win or lose for nothing. We just gotta deal with we have every enemy in this fucking world. Everybody is an op to the black man up in this fucking world, and that shit is just so fucking pathetic. A lot of y'all is just fucking coons, bow down, oh yes, master ass motherfuckers, and it just fucking pathetic, and it's sick, man. How can we establish our culture as one when y'all steady want to divide and push the device? How can we do that? How can we stay stable as one when y'all steady want to divide us? Every time I fucking turn around, y'all creating a new fucking term or creating a new fucking division to divide us further along. And it's just fucking just ridiculous. All right, we got to stand firm, stand strong together. We're stronger together. The black man needs the black woman. The black woman needs the black man. We're stronger together. It shouldn't be no division amongst us. We all in this together. We all fighting the same battle. We all have the same common enemy. Everybody is against us all. It's not no big U's and little I's or big I's and little U's on no part. We all equal. We all stand firm together, and we all should love each other. That's how I feel about it. I don't be tripping about a lot of this shit because I know in the end, God got a lot coming for us, black man. We might not have it now, but for those who stay with us, those who stand 10 toes down with us, will be greatly rewarded because we're the only ones in this world who get oppressed by every fucking body. And as it says in the Bible, those who stand with the oppressors, those who are the oppressors, there's going to be great consequences behind that shit. So pay attention and watch. Fucking coon behavior ass motherfucker.
And when it comes to black liberation, you can't exclude anyone black. Black and trans, black and gay, black and woman, black and man, black and Christian, black and Muslim, black anything black. The requirement for it to be a part of black liberation is to be black. You can't exclude someone because they don't look like you, or because they don't have your preferred grade of hair, or because they don't have your same sexuality. No. The only way that you're excluded from the black liberation movement is if you're a coon.
You can't be pro-black woman without being pro-black. No, but seriously, like the statement, I'm not pro-black, I'm pro-black woman, like that, it's an oxymoron. Like it's a very contradictory statement, because in order to be pro-black woman, you have to be pro-black, because there is a way to be pro-woman but not pro-black woman, if you know what I'm saying. Like, rent has to be due, right? Because it comes to a point where I truly believe that people just get on the internet just to say anything. And what I mean by that is, like, they don't even understand the words that they're saying. It's like they start talking and they just post. They don't even rewatch their video to make sure that what they said like sounds coherent and actually makes sense. They just post and go without a care in the world of whether or not their statement actually makes sense or not. Like, I would respect statements more if they said something like, if it ain't pro-black woman, it ain't pro-black. I respect stances like that more because it reminds us, or at least for me, it's a saying that says, hey, remember to include everybody, right, in your stipulations, your mission statement or whatever. Make sure you include all of us, because without this half, right, of the population, of that community, it's not really pro anything. And just like you can't be pro-black without being pro-black women, you can't be pro-black women without being pro-black. Again, it's an oxymoron. It's in the statement. A lot of y'all have to understand that men are not your enemies, okay? They're not your enemies. The real enemy is the institutions and systems that condition us to perpetuate this self-hatred in our own community. Again, we have to start attacking ideas instead of trying to attack people. Because let me tell you something, our community, right, in and of itself will not get better if we are constantly excluding half of our population. How successful do you think a student is going to be if he is always excluded from class? Be it because he got in trouble, be it because he or she is, always late to school, or they're always absent, whatever. If a student is not in class and is constantly excluded one way or the other, how successful is that student going to be? How successful do you think, right, the black community as a whole is going to be if we keep trying to exclude, right, and keep out half of what makes us who we are? What do you think the impact, right, of this statement, right, I'm not pro-black, I'm pro-black woman, what do you think the impact of that statement is going to do to the other half of our population? Again, I'm not saying I don't understand the sentiment, right? I get why this stuff is said. It's just that in 2025, we have to be very, very clear as to what we are trying to do. Black men and black women in general will not get anywhere without each other. I'm not gonna argue with you about that. And you have to think about the impact of statements like these have on our youth, right? Again, because this is a children's app, right? Most social media, right, caters to children first. And they might not tell you, but I know this for a fact, okay? The youth, the next generation is watching. This is another message that I have to ask. When your father, your brother, your uncle, your cousin, your nephew, your son, when they hear you say these things or statements like this, what do you think the impact is going to be? I know what I just said sounds like corporate speech, but I need you to earnestly think about what the impact is going to be if they constantly hear, right, their sisters, their mothers, their cousins, their aunts. What is going to be the impact of constantly hearing the women in their life say that they're not pro-black, they're pro-black women, pretty much insinuating they're not pro-black men, they're anti-black men in a way. That's kind of what the statement says, at least to some people, right? I know you didn't say it. I know that's not technically all the way true, but that's how some people will conceptualize what you're saying. To say something like, oh, I'm not pro-black, I'm only pro-black woman, says, hey, I'm not for black men, I'm just for black women. Whatever they got, that's on them, I don't care. But anyways, this video is already like long enough as it is, so let me know what you guys think. Should more people adopt this statement, or do you agree with me and say that, hey, we should probably change up our language a little bit? Let me know in the comments. You can't be pro-black woman without being pro-black.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And like, black males do this all the time, right? They always just like want to usurp or siphon energy from black women because they themselves have no unity unless it's against black women. It's like being pro-black woman and not pro-black is the same way that Harry Belafonte told Eartha Kitt that there ain't a goddamn thing that a black woman could do for him, a black male, except for give him the cat. It's because black women have been treated like the scourge of the earth by not only everybody outside of the black community, but within the black community, black men want to stuff her face down in the mud more, right? I will direct you to my video, I think it's a couple of videos before this, on the statistics of femicide in the black community that black men love to object to, love to say aren't right. However, black women are getting unalived every 5 to 6 hours. And the rates of black women being unalived are 3 times that of white women and twice that more of Latina women. So when we say we are pro-black woman, we are saying we are for and we speak to the women who are oppressed in the black community. And y'all can't stand that because it shines a light on your transgressions, especially your transgressions against us, right? Your statement is exactly like white people saying all lives matter instead of saying Black Lives Matter, right? We are saying that we are for the very people, the very intersection and demographic of people who have been downtrodden the most in society. If you don't remember, Malcolm X even acknowledged that. So yeah, we are done with struggle love. We are done picking up y'all's breadcrumbs and being Barbara the Builder, and y'all are mad, and that's it.
It's so funny, these people, I'm not pro-black, I'm only pro-black women, only talk about how they're on their knees for their white men. Like, you're not pro-black anything. Saying shit like that, I just lost all respect for you as a black person. Like, that should just stem from white supremacy. And then how can black women come up here and say white men treat them better and all of this shit when we just saw a whole situation of a white dude offing his black girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? Or is it only individual crimes when it comes to white people? It's like y'all hate on these red pill black men so much when y'all do the same exact shit just in y'all way. Y'all come up here and talk exactly the same just in y'all fucking way. It's so insane. I even seen like a few comments saying how, like, you know, if they have children and they come out to be boys, they're going to become shunned upon when they turn 18. You know what I'm saying? They're so pro-woman that they're not even really going to care for their boys anymore when they turn 18. Like, I just want to say, as future mothers, that is like one of the most craziest shit I've ever seen in a comment. Like, what are we talking about?
There's a lot of black women coming on here saying that, you know, they only pro-black women. They're not pro-black anymore and all that, right? Because they can't get behind a lot of ideologies that a lot of, you know, black leaders, you know, spewed back in the days, like a MLK or whomever, right? And, you know, I don't fuck with MLK like that either, you feel me? We can agree upon that. I mean, like, that man was an ass kisser. But regardless of that, you feel me? I feel like when you say, oh yeah, I'm only pro-black woman, I'm not pro-black anymore, it's like you throwing the baby out with the bathwater, as they say, right? Like, why you doing all that, you feel me? Like, the baby ain't do nothing, and, you know, the innocent black men that's on your side most of the time, right, are the baby. You trying to throw us out with the bathwater, like, what's the point? Like, I don't get it. Like, the government, see, this is what the government want any fucking way, to cause more division amongst us. And when you spew rhetoric that's like, oh yeah, I'm only pro-black women, that, you know, fuels their agenda even more, you feel me? Like, so you're gonna stop supporting, you know, like, people like black barbers, black chefs and all that, you know, because of what MLK said. Like, you feel me? Like, that's what you basically saying, because being pro-black is about, you know, supporting one another, you know, and taking down anything anti-black, right? Like, we support each other's ideas, you know, creations and all that type of shit. So when you say, oh yeah, I'm only pro-black women, that means you only supporting black women. You ain't gonna put a dime in a black man's pocket. You know what that would do to the economy, you feel me? Like, do y'all hear yourselves? Like, I don't know if y'all know how economics and all that shit work. You feel me? But, like, we already don't spend enough money with each other. You see what I'm saying? Like, we already don't, I mean, like, y'all about to make that shit even worse. You feel me? Like, really, really think about what y'all saying. And don't be commenting on my video on some dumb shit. This is for intellectuals. If you're not going to leave an intellectual comment to try to really go back and forth with me and shit, don't comment nothing at all. This is an intellectual conversation. I don't got time for no low level being to be on my shit. I really don't. I am above you. Go somewhere with that shit. I'd hate to be a young black boy growing up in this, you know, world right now, especially in America. Because, like, basically in my mind, I'd be like, as soon as I turn 18, as soon as I turn 21, I'm just bad. I'm just a bad person. Because that's how y'all coming, you feel me? That's how y'all coming with this shit. Like, I feel like a lot of these women that come on here and say this shit anyway about the pro-black women only, I'm not pro-black anymore. Like, a lot of them don't like men anyway. They don't like us, you feel me? Like, they don't, I mean, like, they actually hate men. They're actually misandrous. So, like, they're using this as a cover-up to, you mean? Like, that's how I feel, but that's another conversation. But this is a form of anti-black. You mean? Because you're causing division within the black community. Is that not anti-black? You're being anti-black. You're no better than the racist white people. Picking and choosing what black people they want to fuck. Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit, bro. It's either you cool or you not. We don't got, like, y'all going based off of, like, what the fuck a MLK or somebody else said. Like, what the fuck they got to do with me and my business? And I'm trying to help out people. Y'all sound so fucking stupid. Like, y'all get on here trying to sound so intellectually sound and all that shit. And y'all come out sounding like a fucking dickhead. Very asinine. Like, it's fucking ridiculous.
What's happening? This is the deal. You know, normally I let shit like this pass, but I mean, the level of simping here is just so alarming to me that I literally had to get up out my bed and had to be like, I can't believe that they even put this out. Now they're trying to say a black woman is killed every 21 hours or something like that. Honey, listen to me. Listen to me very, very carefully, okay? There's a lot of weird stuff that happens outside of America, okay? it's not even just black women, it's just women in general. Because once you get outside of America, they are considered kind of like what you want to call the weaker species because they can't defend themselves. And if men are not around to defend women, they become casualties. Okay, just like children become casualties. That's the reason why we have human trafficking. Okay, but the way that they're trying to put this, they act like this is something that's happening in the United States. This is not happening in the United States. It's bullshit. This guy right here, he is pandering on a level to you guys that I have never seen before. I mean, you can even look at him and tell that he's lying. And you guys are going for it. You guys are sucking this stuff up. Now, I'm going to tell you straight up. Now, I was in the body disposal business for, all about 4 or 5 years. My job literally was to go into places after people were dead, to pick them up, wrap them up, and take them to the morgue. Okay, that was my job for a long time. Get paid a certain amount of money for how many bodies you pick up. If that was the case, I'm going to tell you right now, nobody would get any sleep. A lot of you guys are too wrapped up in the TV and stuff like that. You guys don't see the real world. I see the real world for what it is. Okay, we go out and pick up bodies every single day. Okay, we got a crew, about 20 of us. We go out, we fan out in certain cities, and we got 24-hour calls. We go there, pick them up, and take them out for whatever reason. Now, people die from a whole lot of different reasons. But honestly, I have never, ever picked up loads of black women that have been murdered. I just haven't. It just does not happen. You know what I'm saying? And I hate when people try to say this kind of stuff is happening because it's not. You know what I'm saying? I mean, on the regular, a lot of people that you pick up are going to be like a lot of older people that die almost every single day. Okay? Accidents. But a majority of the time, when you go to the hospital and places like that, you're going to, but I have never, ever, I mean, like, throughout the whole time, I picked up body for like 5 or 6 years. Literally, I can count on one hand how many black women we picked up. You see what I'm saying? So this is just a flat out lie. It's just a flat out lie. You know what I'm saying? We picked up more black men out of the morgue than anybody else. Okay, anytime it's a county coroner's call, almost 85% of the time it's a black guy. Almost 85% of the time. Majority of the time, when somebody's inside of a convalescent home or something like that, it's usually some old white lady or some old white man. Okay, I can only remember maybe 3 or 4 black women, and like most of them were like we went to their houses and picked them up out of their bed. They was at home with their family and everybody around them. Okay, this whole thing that they're just being slaughtered all across, it's a flat out lie. It's just not happening because if it was that, I mean, I hate to say it because I was in the business of picking them up. That would have been shit. It would have been money. They'd be like, hey man, shit. I know, you know what? Herder or Squealer them just got slayed. Let's go down there. Shit, we already know it's going to be money there. It is just not happening. And I hate when people try to portray this type of stuff.
So y'all know that black men are not the only ones who are pissed off about y'all being pro-black woman. There are black women out here who are not having it. That you are trying to be pro-black woman, pro-self. They are not having it. They are trying to talk some sense into y'all.
One of the worst lyrics I've ever heard when it comes to black women is them saying, I'm not pro-black, I'm just pro-black women. And they say that like they really ate. I can always tell when something is an emotional response because they don't tend to actually go very deep into their thought process behind it. Because when you think about it, what it is to be pro-black anything, period, it can't exist. The yin can't exist without its yang. You can't be pro-black woman and not appreciate the duality, not appreciate the men. You can't. When we talk about our blackness, when we talk about womanhood, there is an opposite side to both of those things. Blackness exists in the context of race, right? You can't denounce whiteness. You can't act like it doesn't exist, right? That's why you've coined the term pro-black, because you understand the context in which you live in. To say you are pro-black women, you would have to understand the context. So that means unless you're saying I'm pro-black women, which means I'm just anti everybody else. But that's not typically what they're alluding to. They are alluding to just not being pro-black men. But then they'll be on some Danish deception type shit, where they will lick a white man. My issue with this, again, I never try to force people into people's arms. I just try to give the information and hopefully you can come to an educated conclusion. But my issue when it comes to the hatred of our men, and again, I know how despicable and evil people can be, but the thing about me is evil doesn't discriminate. I know plenty of wicked black women. That's why when I hear this whole pro-black women stuff, I cringe, because I'm like, as if black women are saints. Because you're saying this in response to the evils amongst some black men. That's why you said, I'm now pro-black women, because some of you black men don't act right. But you've brushed them all and said, all black men don't act right. So that's why I'm just pro-black women. So what, all black women act right? All black women are your allies? A lot of them are your enemies. To be truly pro-black is not emotional. It is a responsibility. And especially when it comes to women, the reason I get so frustrated about this is because we birthed them. This is an immature, childish response for a woman to say stuff pertaining to men as if you are not directly responsible for the way these boys turn to men. We play a big part. We are the mothers here. We allow them to do certain things. We say it's okay when we still give them access to our bodies, our hearts, our minds, our food. You can't say you are pro-black women only. It doesn't make sense. You should never hate what you are able to birth. You should never be anti. You're not recognizing that correlation, that the black men that you have an issue with, I'm not just trying to solely blame women, because we know a lot of men have failed to play their parts. I'm not denouncing that. But a lot of women have actually serially made bad decisions that have ended them up in situations where they're, having children by multiple men. Then this boy grows up in a very toxic household with a single broken mother. Story is old as time. And so then they turn into a broken man, or is too feminine of a man, and they don't know how to really be masculine. But in all of that, we don't hold the woman accountable, because you're a pro-black woman, right? So you're not seeing how we are all playing a part in each other's misery, and we all play a part in each other's joy. And you have to respect that. You can't isolate things. It's so stupid in a world like this to try and isolate yourself as a black woman, especially because as black women, when white women do certain shit, they can do it, okay? They can do it. If they go and speak against their whole race of men, they can do it. And why can they do it? Because the system still backs them. When you go against your black men, baby, you gonna be out on the streets. You're gonna be hungry. Don't go against the only group of men that are truly going to be for you. Don't do that. You don't have to. I'm not saying lie with them, sleep with them, have a family with them. I'm just saying don't dishonor them. Because these white men, they can pick you up and they can drop you. Same way. Danish deception. Or you're going to have to shuck and jive to keep them around. And I just think it's not worth that. Have honor for your brothers. Have honor for the black men around you. Not every man is wicked and bad mind. It's stupid to believe that. Because if you believe that, then also believe every black woman is bad mind. Even that playing field. Evil does not discriminate. And I will shout about this till the day I die. Evil does not discriminate.
I'm not pro-black. I'm pro-black woman. That's it. Nothing further.
You know, back in the day, slave owners used to literally ban Black people from getting married because even they knew that we were stronger together. People like Ronald Reagan, Richard Nixon used the FBI, the CIA, and the welfare system to break up Black families on purpose because even they knew our unity was a threat. And nowadays, people just hop on the internet and divide us for free. No government systems or secret Black ops needed. We are doing this to ourselves. And I hate that for us. I really do. But I guess since America's forefathers are already tap dancing in their graves at this video and it's 32,000 likes, happy 4th of July, I guess.
People wanted to jump down my throat when I said that other races of men, particularly these men, love dark-skinned Black women the most. And not only am I here to double and triple down on what I said, but I'm also here to say that I am not fully pro-Black. I am pro-Black woman. There is a big difference. And a lot of times, like, Black men will come into the comments making all these defenses and all these things, but like, what we have to understand is a lot of the pro-Black ideas were created by men who were misogynist, and I don't agree with that. I have total respect, well, some respect for the men of the 50s and the 60s who led the civil rights movements and all that stuff, but a lot of them were really misogynist. I love MLK, but he cheated on his wife with a lot of different women. I've heard horror stories about the Black Panthers. So my Black idea is not architected by men, and it never will be. I stand by what I said. I see white men loving dark-skinned Black women the most. When I traveled to Asia and I saw interracial couples, the women who got to wear their hair exactly how they wanted to wear their hair and still look beautiful and still feel beautiful, every single one of them, their 4C hair, every single one of them had a white man on their arm. I keep hearing pro-Black woman is anti-Black man. Pro-Black woman is anti-Black man. But how can we be anti-Black man if most of y'all are our preference? We like the idea in totality of most of y'all, but it's the reality of what we have to face with y'all that is the problem. And that's why we as Black women have to focus on protecting ourselves. We have to focus on being seen, heard, valued, and understood amongst our own so that we can regroup, collect, and actually find solace and peace within ourselves and within our own community. It's not that we are excluding Black men from the conversation. It's that the version of y'all that continue to exist in a way that doesn't fully shed light on the full community as in totality. So Black women have to focus on women and children.
Okay, so go and watch both of those videos in their totality. I'm gonna pluck out the part that I agree with: protecting women and children, Black women and children, to be specific, because that's what we're talking about, right? I wholeheartedly believe that Black women and children should be protected at pretty much all costs. Society does not move forward without children. It cannot move forward without children. Women are, in most cases, the ones who nourish and provide for or educate and raise the children. Men are the protectors. What I don't agree with is men have to be placed on the back burner. I'll say it like that. I think that the Black family as a whole is what we should be protecting. Yes, the women and children are in the center of the circle and the men are gathered around it as the protector. But we have to recognize that our community as a whole has to be protected and raised up. And it's not just an individual effort. It takes all of us. It takes everyone that's involved. We can't have children without men, just like we can't have children without women. So we cannot choose to protect only one group while saying that the other group has nothing to do with it. And she does say that being pro-Black woman does not mean being anti-Black male. I just think the conversation around this sounds like it's divided, and it should just be the Black family as a whole.
I looked at this video or these videos and I just think to myself, this is unfortunate because it had a lot of likes, a lot of comments, people agreeing. It's unfortunate because I think that this is really a consequence of your surroundings, like what you've been through and what you've seen personally. Because she also goes on and she says that, and I'm summarizing it, there's 1% to 2% of Black men in the population that are doing what they're supposed to do, especially when it comes to raising kids and doing right by the women. That's a pretty low percentage.
I wonder how accurate it is.
Well, it's not accurate at all. She's saying it because of sensationalization. I don't think that it's that small of a group of Black men that aren't doing what they're supposed to do, especially in the millennial population. Because from what I've seen and what I've read, these fathers in our generation are the best fathers there have ever been, or should I say the most involved fathers. Mm-hmm. Yes, of course, you still have those that are making babies all over the place, but you also have women that are making babies all over the place with a bunch of different men. It's a problem on both sides. But if you want to go back, this is very unfortunate to have this outlook because, and something caused it, right? We can't disagree with that. Something had to cause this outlook in so many women. I don't know specifically what that is, but it is their environment for sure. Something that they have personally gone through and something that they have personally seen or heard about from somebody that's very close to them.
I have this question though, when we talk about, because she does mention protecting women and children. Boys are children and they grow up to be men. So do we protect them until they turn 18 and then we place them on the back burner? And then my question becomes this: is it the chicken or the egg? Which came first, right? So we have provided this protection to the black boy. We've loved him up until the point that he becomes a man, and now we discard him. Is the thought process, or is what you're seeing, a product of him being discarded when he became a man? Is he now angry and upset that the woman that loved him, his mother, his aunts, his grandmother, his cousins, are now discarding him? And so you're seeing his anger projected as hating women when you loved him to an extent and then you took that love back. Is that what we're seeing? Because we have a lot of these conversations where we hate men, we hate men, we hate men, but we love our children. But your child will grow up to become a man. And you're showing him, even right now as a child, that men don't matter. So what is he supposed to do with it?
But see, let's say that didn't happen for that child and the mother. Let's say that she continued to show him love. Well, even though you're doing that, you have other women that have the same thought process as you. And he has to go out and deal with those women. He has to weed through those women.
Taught by him every day,
right,
in school. His principal is one. His PE teacher, his English teacher,
right,
his college professor, his boss at work.
Even the clerk that he deals with at the store, the customer service, waitresses, like people that he deals with on a daily basis. Some of these people have the same mind frame as you. And it's just, how do you weed through that to find somebody to partner with if you're experiencing this at such a high rate? And listen, we got to touch grass, got to get offline and actually deal with people out there in the real world. But, when these conversations are sparking up online and people, heart, we loving this content. These people are loving the content online. And though they may not act like this in real life, the fact that they like this online is something that they really have in their head.
There's some bleed through to reality.
But back to the topic at hand, how do we include everybody?
I don't,
because that's what we need to do.
We have to, because again, the situation that we face is when we say men don't matter or we place men on the back burner, is we have to realize that we are raising those men. And at some point in time, if men don't matter, you have to cut that child off because they became a man. And all the things that they're seeing you do or not do towards men, they are internalizing. So why would I want to grow up and be better? Why would I want to grow up and treat a woman any type of way when I've been raised to know that men don't matter and the woman is going to treat me poorly regardless? We got to stop doing it. And like you said, figure out a way to make it all inclusive and make everyone matter.
And this is the last thing I bring up on the creator's video. It seems like she is doing a lot of talking about the men of the past, because she talked about Martin Luther King and the Black Panthers and all this. We're basing this off of past men who are not here today.
And they can't speak to what they did or did not do.
Exactly. So you have men today paying for the crimes of men of yesteryear. So my thing is, does this just only work for men, or can we apply this across the board? Because when you get to a point to doing things like this, the only way to make it make sense is if we're able to apply these things across the board. Well, women didn't have any power back then, and they don't have any power today. Well, see, listen, should the man be able to blame his mom for the things that he experienced with his mom? Should he be able to put that same blame on the woman or the women that he encounters in life? And then if not, why not? If you're able to blame the past men and then put that blame on the men of today, why can't it be done in both situations, whether or not one side has more power than the other or not? And I'll just say this, it's going to make a lot of people mad. I don't think, especially when we talk about in this conversation about women being oppressed, I don't think women are being oppressed the way we like to spell out online. And I especially don't think that Black women are being oppressed. I think Black women are probably one of the strongest groups in the world right now, especially in the States, because you say one thing wrong about Black women or to Black women online, your whole corporation is done. You see what happened with Target? That doesn't sound like somebody that doesn't have power.
post from the homie Bookie Woods where he was talking about black women who say that they are only pro-black women. And he was saying how anytime he sees stuff like that, he automatically blocks those types of people. And I just need you to know, I'm in the exact same boat. I have been putting up LeBron in Cleveland block numbers. I have literally been putting up record numbers with my block button lately. We unify over here. That's all we trying to do. We gonna call out BS of all kinds, of all sorts. But if you think you gonna come over here and use the same exact rhetoric that has been used for multiple generations to divide us over on my page, you must be KD, because you wake up to the block, no hollow to Don. Some of y'all already know this, but you can't even say nothing. Now your ignorance got you out here looking like the boy Chris Brown was talking to at the beginning, and look at me now. How you gonna hate from outside the club? Well, you can't even get in. I love black people. I love us, dog. It's a huge difference between constructive criticism and full-blown generalized hatred for somebody who looks very similar to you. You cannot make this up.
I'm not pro-black. I'm pro-black women. I mean, you can't make this shit up, bro. I mean, the way Ronald Reagan and the CIA would be smiling ear to ear hearing about this self-division. You know what I'm saying? We're out here doing their job for them. Can't make this shit up, bro. We got an orange baboon in office building prison camps, extermination sites, alligator Alcatraz. And we going at each other. Shit is sick work. I just got one question. At what point do we stop hating ourselves, stop hating each other, and come together to fight goddamn the government? What in the actual fuck? Why every time you get on this app, you seeing somebody that look like me hate on more people that look like me? I don't understand that shit. It bothers me deeply. Get past this? Can we fucking evolve? Fuck. This is... Damn, I hate this shit.
Is the easiest way to get me to never respect another sentence that ever comes out of your mouth. Because those types of women always have some type of assimilation or inferiority complex in which they feel like they need white men. Anytime you say that you need a man that literally was cooking and eating your ancestors, and I'm not talking about 400-500 years ago, I'm talking about 100 years ago. I'm talking about you could literally find 1 billion instances of white men literally butchering black women. So it's hard to even, like, when y'all take I know a lot of people's on here just to get money and make content, but it's like, I would never listen to anything a bitch had to say if she says she's pro-black. She's not pro-black, she's pro-black woman. I wouldn't, like, you immediately are worthless to me at that point. Nothing you ever could say could have, because I look at you as a white woman if you say some shit like that. I don't even look at you as black.
So in the end, ladies, happy 2026 again. We're still in January. Today is January 9th, 2026. And I just think that a lot of people, including black men and many black women, are not used to seeing black women being centered in anything. And they don't like when black women are now trying to center themselves, because as the world knows, black women are the least protected. And they don't like that black women are now protecting their time, their energy, their space, their hearts, and trying to protect each other and themselves. People are not used to that. So the women who are out there still trying to be picked are trying to drag you back into the group of people who are constantly telling you that they're not going to protect you. They only protect the women in their families, which we know overall that's not true either, because they're not with the women in their families like 24/7. And most of the time when the women in their families get hurt, they're not with them. So that's not true. We know that home invasions are not taken place like we're in Gotham City, so they're not protecting women in their homes like 24/7. It happens, but not like they're saying. But overall, we've just gotten the message that we're not protected. People have been saying, even pro-black men have said, and they know the quote that Malcolm X said, black women are the least protected people in the world. They know that, but they don't like to see black women starting to say, okay, we're going to protect ourselves and we're going to be pro-black woman. Or I think it should be pro-black like-minded women, because there are a lot of women like the ones that I showed in this video that you can't be for them alone, because they're not going to like that. If you're trying to protect them and be for them and look out for their greater good, they're not going to like that if you don't include others that they feel like should be protected by black women. They feel like black women should protect black men too, even though we haven't been seeing the reverse and been hearing that we are not going to get it. They feel like black women should put their lives and bodies on the line to protect anybody and everybody and put ourselves first. That is just what people are used to seeing. So you will see some pushback as you did in these videos. Black men are not used to it. They are used to their sisters, their mothers, and every black woman around them protecting them and putting their lives on the line. So they are going to flip out and they are going to get worse than what they already are when it comes to these podcasts and how they are speaking about black women. I have seen a few black men who started out trying to be red pill and trying to talk a lot of noise about black women who have flipped. I have seen very few, maybe 2 or 3, who have flipped and changed their mind and said, I'm no longer going to talk about black women. They have their own reasons. I'm pretty sure they're lying, but they have their own reasons. But get down in the comments, y'all. Let me know what y'all thought about this video. Are you pro-black woman or are you pro-black, just everything? Please like, share, and subscribe. It's 2026, and I need you ladies to please share these videos and subscribe. I've had this channel for 2 years, and I'm hoping to see some growth this year because I have not been seeing it in the last 2 years. So help me out, y'all, if y'all want this message to go far and wide. And I will talk to you ladies later. Bye.